I kind of just want to like get a job and get some women. I know. I right now with I barely could afford Dallas. I barely can afford my everyday life. I don't think I deserve going to the beach or Austin or anything like that just yet. Yeah, I know you know Buster loves the beach, etc. But I broke. I don't want to take any days off. I'm gonna hustle and do what I can to survive. I know I don't have the money. It's unattainable and unaffordable. I don't I get what you're saying. I don't want to be dependent on mommy and daddy money. I just want to kind of get my own thing going. Yes, I know we do help out with the dogs and plant and harvest and stuff like that, but I still kind of want my financial independence. Like I know you could give me all of the sales pitch you want, but I yes, yes, I agree. I just don't think that I have going to the beach in me, considering my financial situation. I just don't feel like doing any family time or anything. Like I feel like getting a job, hustling, and trying to get money, and some women or something. Or wait, what are you talking about? Yeah, I'm gonna do the video one. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna take a shower here in about like an hour or something. All right, love you. Goodbye. Bye bye. That was draining. My parents are like, we can go to Austin, we go to the beach. I'm just like, dog, I ain't broke. My mom is all like, you could get this job and maybe you'll be able to stay in this apartment. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll pay bills and rent. I already know this. Like, I'm just gonna get a job, whatever. I don't know. I'm still gonna live stream. I'm still gonna do whatever I want. And I hate that it's like I can't just like enjoy my life. I have to just like completely be a fucking sellout to a job that I don't even fucking have yet. Like my parents are making it sound like I have to just give up on any other aspirations besides this job that hasn't even hired me yet. And I'm just like, maybe I'll probably will continue to live stream. I probably will continue to edit and post videos, regardless if I get like some great job or whatever. Because maybe because I just want to exist as a person, as an individual. I don't want to be squashed by a collective corporate surf society. I don't know. I'm just kind of like, dude, I'll get the job, but I'm not gonna like stop being me. You know what I mean? I don't know. Sometimes like that's kind of like what I feel. Like they're like, oh, you gotta take it serious, and you gotta like somehow like just stop live streaming, stop filming, stop having any hobbies or personality or individuality, and just like I don't know, be a cog in the machine. And I'm like, yes, I'll do that, but like I still have a life outside of this. You know what I mean? Like I still have a life outside of the place. You know what I mean? I would just go to work and do the job. Anyway, I hate that I'm already worried about my own situation, and then I got like five other people and more like constantly berating me about things I already know. Like yes, jobs. Yes, I will do the interview. Yes. You know what I mean? I'm just like, yes, we talked about this yesterday, 3 days ago, and now we're talking about this morning. And I guess I got to be more serious. I gotta like give up my own person. I gotta give up like my individuality and personality and whatever, so that I could conform to uniform collectivism. That's kind of what like the vibe I'm getting, where it's like, hey, give up your personality and individuality so that you could be a collective uniform cog in the machine. It's just like It's just a job. You know, it's not even that serious. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, and then I don't know. My parents want me to move on their land. They want to buy land, and then they want to like me to move with on their land and like pay them like a portion. I'm just like, I don't want to be pimped out. Um, I would do it. I would do it because I need like a place to live. But like, I'm just like, I kind of want my own independence. I get Shopify stuff, and I'm just like, I was hoping on just getting this basic ass job. I don't think Shopify is gonna work. Every time I get this, it just feels like more like, oh, this is unattainable and unreachable. Anyway, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go fucking smoke a bowl. And I get this stupid teacher stuff, and it's like, I hate children. I hate elementary school. I don't ever want to be around fucking teacher like school children at all. I gotta be like, fuck that shit, nigga. I don't know. I hate children. I don't want to be around children. And if someone called me rude, I don't give a fuck if you're friends or family. I'd probably be like, yeah, I am rude. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like probably my older cousins probably consider me like probably rude. Maybe like my older cousins or like some of like the Baptist church type of like older women. The older women probably do find me a little bit like snobby, rude, like a little bit like standoffish, you know. But at the same time, it's also like I got this way for a reason. You know what I mean? I didn't get this way overnight. Anyway, yeah, you know, maybe I am a rude person, but you know, I'm also kind of just a dry, cut and dry person. Like I'm not really like the, you know, very friendly ish. Even if I'm your friend, I'm probably not like the most like friendly person. I'm kind of like I just have like a monotone voice and da da da. But anyway, I'll get this stupid job and I'll listen to whatever advice. You know, I'm just kind of like, okay, let me just like zone out and get this stupid job. I almost have to zone out to get a job. Like I almost have to say, you know what? I'm not even gonna think about it like that hard, and then somehow I'll probably get a job. And you know, honestly, the best bet too is also just avoid calls from your parents. My parents just like they constantly just like it seems like they have like more anxiety than I have. Like I don't really have like this level of anxiety that they have, and I'm just like I live it. You know, I live this, and trust me, it's stressful or whatever, but like I'm not gonna get all anxious and like, oh my gosh, riled up. I don't know. Sometimes my mom be calling me or my dad, and it's like they're all anxious and like riled up, and I'm like, you know, I'm trying. I don't know. And if someone called me unemployed, I'd be like, I've been working since I was 15. Like, honestly. I'll do one more, then I guess I get a job or something. Which honestly would be great. Who is this? Anyway, I'm gonna get the job. If the job is supposed to magically change who I am, it won't. I still won't give a fuck. I'll just like give a fuck at the job. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of hard to like change someone who just is like I just don't I don't fucking care about this shit. But I will do it. I will lock it, etc. But I don't know. I guess my only incentive in life is just not to die and survive a fucking check to check, day to day existence in America. That's kind of like the only incentive to do anything, which is not very much incentive, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. My mom called me this morning. She was like, "You got to get this job, or you won't have an apartment, but you won't also have anywhere to move back in." And I'm just like, "Okay, well, uh, I'll try. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the whole like situation is just like it's all like all the blame and like shift of like this like economy is like on Jaboy, and I'm just like, damn, I'm already like I went to college and like it was kind of useless, and now I'm just in a like with jobs that are kind of like the same level of jobs that I had when I didn't have a fucking degree. Honestly, less. I was gonna read this, but now I'm kind of just like, who fucking cares? The fuck is this garbage? Is this even still playing? Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll pick a car and then I'll go take a shit. And then I'll come back. But I'm just like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Like, well, I'm gonna do this job interview and then etc. But Fuck it. So yeah, I need to edit some things. And then I gotta like I don't know, apply more jobs, check my emails more. Anyway, I'll put something on and then I'm gonna take a shit. Actually, you know what? I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to commit. I don't want to commit to that. Let me just put up my own gaming highlights and then just leave it at that. Oh, why is this? This is in the wrong playlist, but fuck it, man. This is in the wrong playlist. Um. Anyway, we'll leave that on. And oh, this is still on. And then I'll do one more just because I'm like, I don't know, I'm a little stressed. Um. I feel like I'm like getting hit with like being held hostage to like get like a mediocre job that doesn't even want me, to be honest. Um anyway. Fuck. But I can't go back to my parents' crib. My only other option is like essentially get a job or like starve and die or something. That's like my only two options. Like I have one option. I have get a job or I succeed at YouTube. Like that's those are the only two options. And it's like god damn, like I was gonna do YouTube regardless, so I was like fuck it, I might just like try to like get some type of schmeckles out of that, but I don't even know. Somehow I've just got to figure it all out myself, honestly. Like I have to just as usual, I kind of have to just like figure everything out myself. Like hope it works out. With I have a little bit of support though. Like I have way more support than most people. Like food and whatever. And I'm like, God damn it. Um, it's like me against like the entire macro economy, and I'm like, I don't know. Oh fuck. It is what it is though. It's gonna be a horrible birthday again. I'm gonna be broke as shit on my birthday. But I will have pot, so it might not be a bad birthday. But it'll be at the end of this month, and I'm just like, hopefully I get a job by then. That'll be positive. But I'll be 27 on the 28th, man. In fact, I'll actually read that stuff. But I'll be 27. I'm like, fuck, goddamn, 3 more years till 30. I need a job. I did accomplish one of my main quests, one of my main goals for the 20s. Like I see life in like main quests and side quests, right? Main quests are like get married, have kids, get a house, graduate college, graduate high school, get a trade certificate. Um, I don't know, but just bigger goals, like they're back row goals. And so, I see it like you have it's kind of like a cycle thing. You have your like 10 5-year goals, and these are like your decades, right? So you have every decade split up. You have your 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, etc. and on. And then you split that down to 1 year. So it's like you can go 10 year to 5 year to 1 year. So you can go 10 year, 5 year, 1 year. And then at that 1 year, you go down to the quarters, months, weeks, days, then hours, minutes, seconds. And that's kind of how you kind of like deal with time, with that's how I deal with time. I see it. It's like 10 5 1 year. The 10 5 1 year goals, you're never ever going to like fully reach them. There's always going to be some type of obstacle in your way. For example, college for me, in my one of my 10, it was a part of my 5 10 year goal was to just finish college by the time I'm 30. Like I wasn't really like in some like major rush. I was just like, as long as I get it done before 30, it's okay. And so, um, essentially, that's why I muscled it out. And I tried to muscle it out before I fell off my parents' insurance. Because the idea was I was gonna fall off my parents' insurance and get a job here pretty soon. I mean, it worked out that I still have insurance because I'm like Native American and stuff like that, and I could like do things. But for dental and stuff like that, I'm no longer on my parents' insurance, so I can't really like. You know what I mean? That was the whole goal to like graduate college. Was like, okay, I'm about to fall off my parents' insurance. I better get this done before then. So, yeah. Um, 10 year goal. My 5 10 year goal right now is either get a master's or a law degree, and see where that goes. Um, this is really not even a 5 10 year goal. This is like just like, oh, I'll just do this on the side. It's like this is like side quest bullshit, honestly. Um, and then um, yeah, I guess my point being is my goal was to graduate college by 30, before 30, and I did. So you know, and I did what I could. I went golfing and I had a little bit of fun. But point being is, I need a job. I need a job, and I'm 3 years till 30, and I almost have to decide: is it worth the scale up? Do I need to scale up more to make like money, or like am I good with the level of jobs that I'm getting right now? And honestly, I don't think I'm good with the level of jobs that I'm getting right now. I might have to like scale up even more. And the only two scale up options really are I either get like a tech certificate, or three. I either get like some type of tech certificate. Um, I either get like some type of like entrepreneur. Well, actually, there's a few options. Either I get some type of entrepreneurial thing going. I get some type of tech certificate. I get a law. Like I go take the LSAT, see what's up with that. See what's up with that, etc. Or I take the GRE, and I see what I could do to like, do like what's the path to uh profits there, um, and then etc. But it sucks because I'm under like such a time crunch because it's like I have to get like some random job because I'm like in severe debt, etc. And at the same time, I have to build experience and like skill sets and like other things. So I have to build skills, but at the same time, I have to trade my labor and time in the market for like barely anything, honestly. Because when you don't have anything, you just trade your labor and time in the market. Like it's kind of like if you break down an economy, honestly, it goes labor, time, wages. What else is there? I mean, there's well, I guess it in pay, or I guess like if you talk about like things that you could trade your labor, time, experience, education, network, intelligence, expertise, specialization, generalization. What else? There's commodities. There's assets, currencies. Yeah, so I mean, really, that's like if you really want to break it down, there's labor, time. If you want to like what you could trade, you can trade assets. That could be house, stocks, bonds, REITs, ETFs, mutual funds, um, anything that's an asset. Even clothes are an asset. Like this is an asset. A car is an asset. Um, Anything material can be an asset, right? And so you have currencies. So that could be crypto, that could be cash, that could be coin, that could be like fiat currencies like the U.S. dollar, uh, pesos, um, the euro, etc., the yen, and then you have commodities. Commodities are like weed, coffee, um, medicines, um, wine, bread, cheese, corn, commodities. Oh, and then there's also services. Well, yeah, services and manufacturing. Well, I guess if you really break it down, we'll add that too. Services, manufacturing. There's actually like if you really break it down, there's yeah, I could ask Lumo AI honestly, but you could break it down honestly. There's you just it's easier to just break it down into three different sectors of economy, and then from there you can kind of like it's easier to kind of divvy it up. But there's the primary sector that's agriculture and mining. Then that goes up to the manufacturing sector, and then you have the service-based sector. And usually, the way the economies go, based off of like dependency theory, is that the tertiary economy or the like the agriculture or mining, they usually are like former colonial like plantation places, and they have like rampant corruption, crime, etc. Because it's like this: like if I offer you to grow a bunch of corn, or I don't even offer you, you just grow a bunch of corn, you're only making like $200 a month or something. It like the middle of Brazil or Colombia or like Africa or something, or like Afghanistan, right? And then someone comes up with an AK and it's like, you're not gonna grow corn, you're gonna grow cocaine, or you're gonna grow opium, and then they like essentially they have no choice, but they also make more money, so it's kind of like a payoff, so they don't care. And they might not even get the AK. Sometimes they might even just say like, you know what, honestly, it just pays more because, etc. So it kind of creates this destabilization effect that you see on the news all the time with the cartels and stuff like that because it's modernization theory. Essentially, if they couldn't, if a nation didn't revolutionize and industrialize, um, before like if a nation didn't go through industrial, if it didn't go through a revolution before the industrial revolution, then it wasn't an enlightenment era revolution because there was three enlightenment era revolutions. There was the American, French, and Spanish enlightenment era revolutions. The American, what happened was essentially they all came over, and the Beaver Wars bled over into the 7 Years' War. The 7 Years' War bled over into it was the Beaver War, and the King Philip's War bled over into the 7 Years' War. George Washington, got that like French officer scalped or something like that, and then it bled over into the American Revolution after the 7 Years' War because of all the hoopla there, and then from there it goes to you know the American Revolution. Then you have Toussaint Louverture and Simon Bolivar from Haiti, and I think like Colombia or some shit. And like essentially, you have those two like Spanish and French revolutions, right, across Latin America and Caribbean. And at the same time, the Napoleonic Wars go on, and so the Napoleonic Wars are going on, and all this the Simon Bolivar and Haitian Revolution and all this other stuff, War of 1812 happens, etc. And Louisiana Purchase happens, and the Louisiana Purchase kind of like led to the War of 1812 because you had Manifest Destiny, which led to westward expansion, and that had like the all these Native American factions had to like decide where they're where they fall after the Spanish, French, and English and Dutch get kicked out, and it's just the Americans. That's essentially what happened. Like once the Spanish, French, English, and Dutch essentially get kicked out of the Americas, then the Native, and also the Russians in Alaska, eventually, and then the Native Americans just have to find out how they deal with the Americans, and so they didn't. They might not have good deals with the Spanish or the French or the whatever too. Anyway, so it honestly probably was better that the America came about because Choctaw Nation wouldn't even be around if America didn't exist. They don't have this shit in Mexico. They don't have this shit in Colombia, to be honest. And so anyway, uh, what was my speech going to? Um, Snowball effect, dominoes of history and stuff. Oh no, modernization theory. Modernization theory. So essentially, all those Enlightenment era revolutions happened, and that led to this Mexican American War, Texas Revolution, Mexican secession, Manifest Destiny, as well as the Spanish Civil War, and the Spanish American War. Eventually, um, and so if a country went through a revolution after the Industrial Revolution, then it was most likely going to be a Marxist revolution. Most people didn't like care about Henry George. Sadly, there was never any Georgist revolutions or anything or any Georgist reforms. It probably would have been less violent. But sadly, everyone was just kind of like really stuck into like the edgy Marxist revolution. No one cared about Henry George, dog. Honestly, but but anyway, I think Henry George was right. I don't think he was. If you compared Henry George to Marx on their debate on the land reform issue, I think Henry George was onto something. I have his book somewhere in here. It's Progress and Poverty. Um, I'm just saying, dog. Honestly, I think Henry George, the old American boy, was onto something because Marx was expanding on what Rousseau was talking about, the social contract theory, and the concept of once land and property was, emerged after the agricultural revolution with Adam and Eve, you know, through parables, uh, introducing Adam to the apple, representing the agricultural revolution. She gives him clothes. He domesticates the animals and the plants and stuff, etc., etc. On I could go out of speech, but anyway, and those are parables. They're not even real people. A lot of people, I think, misinterpret the Bible because they don't realize that like they're all those are parables. So they're not really. Um, they might not necessarily be uh like I'm live streaming, but like they might not necessarily be real stories because they're parables. Meaning that they're like there's hidden message and symbolic meaning, and esoteric um, slang hidden in a lot of the um, parables in the Bible, because you got to think that they would have been writing it under persecution, so they would have been they would have been not as they would have to like hide some things behind some clever wording and stuff. But um anyway, point being is if it happened, if they had a revolution after the industrial revolution, then you would have had like the Russian, because they would have been serf populations. But the point being is if you had peasant and craftsman, artisan, merchant populations, then when they revolted, they had concepts of property, land ownership, and rights because of the Enlightenment. Whereas if you had a revolution post industrial revolution, they had no concept of property, individuality, rights, or like anything. They didn't even know, like, you know what I mean? Like if you're a serf, you don't really have the concept of like what land ownership is, or like property or individuality or any of that. Like think about it, you would have been just like kind of like a glorified sharecropper or like slave or something. And so, you know, brutally honest, but and so um it's the concept of land, property, assets, etc. That's like at the core of this debate from Rousseau to Marx, with John Locke and Thomas Paine and uh, Thomas Hobbes and all these other people. You know what I mean? It's really just the concept of the social contract theory and what's the central uh, driving force of the market, or of society, which is honestly the economy. Honestly, I think I wrote an essay about this one time. I probably should just like go back to college, but instead I got to get a job doing something. Um, but anyway, yeah, it goes Rousseau to Marx, and um, they're kind of talking about the same thing about land, property, the social contract theory, the concept of social inequality, social mobility, um, social stratification, the social bell curve, um, and like middle classes from proletariat to bourgeoisie, because classes change from plebes to partisans to peasants to I don't know serfs to slaves to uh, bourgeoisie to proletariat. Like there's just different, like they like change the categories all the time, honestly. I just but so it's all the same kind of, but I wonder what if you could like break it down into the modern era, like how you would do it. But the point being is post industrial revolution, you would have had, like, for example, in Vietnam, it was a plantation based like kind of economy. Serfs, they had no concept of land, of property. They had no individual rights. They had, like, you know what I mean. So whenever they revolted, it wouldn't have been a hard concept to imagine that without the concept of democracy, land ownership, private rights, individuality, etc., Enlightenment era thinking, they might not they probably would have just went to the straight to the Marx and not maybe skipped over Maynard Keynes or Henry George or any like Rousseau or anyone else. You know what I mean? They might have just went straight to Marx and then just like never read anyone else. And back then they didn't have the internet, so they probably just like found that one book, like never heard of Henry George, and just went all in on it. And the crazy thing about Ho Chi Minh is he actually met Woodrow Wilson, and then he worked with the Americans during the OSS, and the Americans trained Ho Chi Minh, and then Ho Chi Minh had to fight the Japanese, then the French, then the Americans. Like that was that's like so brutal. Like that's like a gauntlet of like I have respect for that gauntlet. Like that's a serious gauntlet of like you have to be like a top level general to even survive that. Even if he took on like serious amounts of casualties and he didn't win every battle, the fact that he was able to take on the Japanese, then the French, and then the Americans is like, yes, that's pretty impressive, honestly. I mean, you can hate, but that's pretty impressive. Now, granted, he did have funding probably from Russia and China, but and maybe illicit other means like such as the opium triangle, the golden triangle, where heroin was um, used to be trafficked for Afghanistan, which makes you think that it's probably like some type of CIA thing because um, it would have been propped up. Golden Triangle. Then it goes to Afghanistan somehow. I don't know. I don't know. Haqqani Network, Ho Chi Minh Network, kind of same thing. Um, something in the trees there. I'm just saying, like, you know, the Haqqani Network, the Ho Chi Minh Network, the Golden Triangle, um, a lot of these like Yakuza, Italian, CIA connections. You know, I'm just saying, dog. But anyway, okay. What you know, I'm not even gonna read this. I don't know if I believe in zodiacs anyway. I'm gonna like go take a shit and get my life. Well, actually, I gotta do this race, right? Fuck. I'll take a shit and then I'll come back. Let me drink like a little bit more coffee. Oh, let me turn this up.
Great play! Keep kids playing.
New lifter gel for lips so shiny, 8 scented shades. Maybelline, New York.
Interested in GLP-1s for weight loss, but worried about high costs and hidden markups? GoodRx now offers monthly GLP-1 subscriptions. Always know what you'll pay upfront. No surprise prices, no hidden fees. And for a limited time, Wegovy for only $1.99 a month for your first 2 fills, plus the cost of your subscription. Get started today.
Well, don't you look pretty as a picture? Thank you.
Fuck, I guess these batteries are low or something. Um, dude, my bathtub is like clogged or something. Ah, dude, it's like shave my nuts once. Honestly, honestly, I just kind of want to like one of these days. I just want to I just want to like get my own bathtub set up going. Like I just want to build my I just want to buy like a small plot of land and just build an outdoor shower like with no drain. Like you know what I mean? Honestly, um, like it just drains out. Like it just drains out into some type of like I'll create some type of moat or some type of creek or something and just drain out and I'll just be like all natural soaps or something. And like it'll just like drain out into the fish or something. I don't know. But I'm gonna go pour some like Drano or something in there and then I tried to do the little snake thing and then it was just like, oh god, this is filthy. Disgusting. So I'm just gonna pour this drain opener thing in there and I don't even know, man. I don't even know if this is allowed to do this, but it says clears tough clogs. It says food and grease. I don't know if this is gonna clear my ball hair from the fucking drain thing. To be honest, I might have to get an auger. I have some tools. I have auger, but I don't really want to do the auger and like do all this. Like it's just so much work, honestly. I feel like I gotta like learn how to plumb just to like live here sometimes. And I don't even get paid for this shit, honestly. And I'm getting hassled to get a job and shit. You know what really, really had me like, ugh. My mom was like, you need to get a job. You're gonna be like, you're not gonna be able to have like an apartment in like, da da da, like the next 3 months or something. I was like, yes, I know that. I wake up and think about this every day. Thank you. But no pressure. Yes. Okay. You know what I mean? And then, like, I was like, okay, I was just thinking about this, but thank you for reminding me that if I don't somehow find some type of entrepreneurial success or employment, that I'll like be out or something. Like, I'll just be like a bum on the street or something. I don't know. My mom, I was like, thank you for reminding me this. But then immediately after this, you know what she says? But we're going to the coast in Austin. And I'm like, what? You just told me like this like major like oh bad dude like if you don't have anybody you're on the fucking street like you know what I mean not like she didn't say it like that but like it was like kind of passive aggressive like that I was like okay well let me try to be like an entrepreneurial success or like I don't know fucking get a job employed and then She's like, well, don't worry, we'll pay for it. You don't have to worry about the beach or Austin. And I'm like, but you can't help your boy for like, just like while I'm like trying to get a job or like entrepreneurial success. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, how are you gonna tell me I'm be out on the street at the same time? You're like, go to Austin or the beach, and we'll pay for it. I'm like, but you can't. Like, I can't just sit here and just minimize costs. I try to be as like low key and minimize, like barely do anything, and just try to survive. I don't know. It was just like, okay, are we worried about aesthetics or are we worried about like actually surviving? I'm gonna go pour this down the fucking drain. See, I'll have to take like a POW shower today. I just poured all that Drano down, and I was just like, yeah, let's just get this over with. Hopefully that'll work. Something tells me like it won't. In fact, just because I have to do that, I'm just gonna I might load another bowl, honestly. But yeah, man, I don't know. Conflicting signals. It's kind of like like it's like okay, we got money to go to Austin, at the beach and all this shit, but we ain't got money to like help your boy out for like survive or something. Like honestly. Anyway, they I'm gonna get a job. I'm gonna do what I can do, Doug. Honestly, but right now I'm gonna try to get up, get a little bit inspired or something, and then I don't know. I'm just gonna have to spam apply. I'm just gonna have to like pick like 5 places, and I'm gonna have to make it fun. I'm just gonna have to make it fun. Like I'll do one application. I'll do a race. I'll do one application. I'll do a race. I'll do one application. I might do a mission. I'll do one application. I might edit and post a video or whatever. But at the same time, it's just like, I feel like I gotta like somehow like come up with something out of absolutely nothing, like literally absolutely nothing. I don't know what the fuck I would come up with. I got like a degree, but like no one cares about your fucking education at all. All they give a fuck about is experience. At least in a city like this, they don't fucking care about your fucking degree at all. They care about experience, 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 experience. Because there's really like we're in a kind of like they don't really need specialized like whatever people. They can kind of just like yeah, you get what I'm saying. I don't even know. You get what I'm saying. I just feel like it's like kind of like it's not about what you know. It's just about how long you've been there. Honestly, at this point, like that type of shit. Ugh. But I'll do one more, just cause that drain. I just like I mean it's gonna be brutal. But I said it was gonna be a brutal summer. It was a brutal summer, but not that brutal, honestly. It could have been worse. It could have been way worse. And I've had way worse summers, honestly. So I gotta be grateful for what I got. So cheers. But honestly, I might need to just find something like to like entrepreneur because I'm kind of like I don't mind working 7 days a week. Like it really would not be a problem for me. Whereas like most people would be like, man, I just want to work like 5 days a week and have the weekends off. I don't give a fuck. I'm just kind of like I have nothing to do. Um, so I'm kind of like I need to find like an entrepreneurial path, but there's really not much. I'm not like a coder. I don't really know any like programming, nor do I have like any of that going. All I can do is like this, and I kind of suck at this. Like, you know what I mean? Um, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be here all day, so I might as well do a little bit of fun, and then I'll be literally clocked in from like 10:11 a.m. to like 10:11 p.m. And I'll put in a few more applications, but you know what I mean.